Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is 18th of June 2025. My name is Adam Rosman and I will be your host today. Please notice that the meeting is recorded and we can skip the introductions. If you would like to have the project, then please use the Help Wanted or Good First Issue labels and filter via the GitHub issue filter tool, and you can find issues where you can contribute. All of these are open to anybody who would like to contribute, so please feel free to pick them up. If you feel that your organization is willing to publicly acknowledge the adoption of MetaCube, then please create a pull request and edit the adopters.md file in the root of the community repository, same way as others have done, and that would help us gauge the level of adoption. If you are facing CI related issues on the PR tests, then please create an issue in the affected repository and then link that issue to the CI flake tracker, the MetaCube CI tracker, and you can put also this flake tag at the beginning, and then we will be able to check those much better, follow up on those much better. Incubation proposal, I have not heard anything, but I have not checked today. I hope very soon we will get the results. It's supposed to be Q2, so let's see. And then if you are interested about any other statistics or deliverables or anything else, then please feel free to check the links below. I think we can continue with the working group updates. There have been no further or no previous issue that we carried over from last week. Okay, first one is scalability. First is from me. It's related to the scalability in the E2E tests. We investigated it last week, but couldn't completely figure out what was the problem. It was related to the sushi tool and the certificate management in the sushi tool or for the sushi tool, but we are not sure yet because it's supposed to work, but it's not. So we are still investigating both that and a bunch of other CI problems. And then Google Docs is just going crazy. Yep, and then there is one other topic from Dimitri related to scalability.
Yeah, thank you. And about sushi tools, if you don't figure anything out, feel free to ping me next week. I won't be here this week, but I'm happy to help. This is an old bug filed a year ago, more than that. But somebody can ping me on that, and I realized that I may have interest in something like this, or at least some way of hyperscaling Ironic, maybe across locations even. So either conductor groups or even multiple Ironics. So put down some random thoughts there on how that could possibly work. Zenos pointed out to me privately that we may not scale BMO so much, but yeah, it's probably good to try to revive this discussion and at least provide your opinions on whether it's doable, whether we should be doing this, or what alternatives are.
I mean, from my perspective, that is all of these things are just positives, but yeah, I don't know what's the best way or what is the kind of the common ground when it comes to managing a lot of nodes, because there is the ironic HA, there would be this, there is also People are doing multiple deployments of BMO. There is the idea that you virtualize the control plane. You control stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, why not? But I'm just thinking that talking to a bunch of different ironics, if we already have the HA, the ironic HA, would this really give us any real benefit?
So an interesting case you may consider is, imagine you have a lot of hardware and you want to have a single pane of glass with this hardware, so kind of not really a lot of BMOs everywhere. I'm vaguely describing customer case. But then you have your hardware is not collocated and you use network boot. So that you cannot, I mean, you can do network boot over L3 networks, say like TCP relay and stuff, but that is super hairy. So what Ironic does upstream is a conductor groups thingy where you can allocate some instances. You can basically have an affinity of nodes to Ironic instances. So you can place Ironic instances there, and the nodes from that location will only be mapped to them. So, that's what conductor groups are. So we could go down this path, or we could go multi-ironic path, where just you have a separate ironic without BMO there. It's fully self-managed, but your BMO can talk to that. The obvious pros and cons to both approaches. BMO accessing multiple ironics is probably much easier to do. Conductor groups, yeah, will need some fancy magic in a ironic standalone operator side for sure, and will anyway need some understanding of conductor groups in bare metal operator. So yeah, that's like a rough description of what I'm researching right now.
Yeah, but I think anyways, it's kind of it's a good addition if we can, like, if the implementation is like reasonable, then why not? I think at this point, what I've seen, what I've heard, everybody is segmenting these things every way possible. So why not just allow all the different ways to do it?
Yeah, sure, but we can. I cannot personally implement all of them. So if you want supported one blessed way to solve cases like that, we will have to figure something out. Especially the conductor groups approach is pretty hard to do manually on top of Ironic standalone operator, or even worse, customized scripts. So that could use our help. Kind of a BMO level aggregation is probably something people can do without our help. Yeah. Anyway, it's all like not a well thought proposal. Just want to bring that up for people's attention.
Yeah, I think once it came up um, for me also in some actual stakeholder related deployment, if someone was asking if it's possible. So there might be interest from us too, but it wasn't really like a firm push for this. But yeah, I can ask around, but I don't know how much resource we would have. But someone from community, and that would be the best if someone outside of the core maintainers would just be interested and implement this. Anyways, yeah, I'm fine with this. Anyone else? Any question, comments related to this one?
By the way, do you know how many hosts perimeter operator can theoretically manage? All other concerns aside.
We did. Who Leonard did test, but I don't remember the results. But we might have it in a Nordics repo. I can check. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you could find it for me, I really appreciate it.
Yep, sure. Okay. Uh, I think these were all the scalability stuff. Then there is the arm. And that is just, yeah, this Honza is looking.
Yeah, I wrote this down, but since Honza is here, maybe he just says it instead of me.
Yeah, I don't really have any real updates at the moment.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then I guess we can continue with the release team, the roadmap. We had the CapM3 patch releases also went out. So basically these two stack of patches are out now. And then, yeah, Fox, you have also released the Ironic Image 30, and I think that was a quite a big effort from you, because I've seen that Tomo got also involved, and you integrated the release automation that we have everywhere. So thanks for that, for everyone who was involved. And then I think we could discuss this one. What Ricardo, you wrote down.
Yeah, I was like this. This was a very quick thought actually. Uh, I was wondering if we could maybe think about changing the version of the Ironic Image, since sometimes we don't exactly have a match or a version until the very last moment, and it could be easier to track. Since we have roughly like between 4 and 6 releases per year of the Ironic Image. But reading what Dimitri, yeah, I thought about the matching versions are more friendly towards operators. Yeah, that definitely is something that could help operators to understand like the Ironic version, since it usually match what we have in the Ironic Image release. Although if if we do other releases, then that is going to change anyway. If we do releases from the release branch, I mean, so like in the case of actually, it could be confusing, because if we do a release like 30.1 of the Ironic Image, but we still have 30.0 in the Ironic, that could be a bit confusing. But anyway, definitely for the first release, it could be more understandable. And yeah, for ERSO, yes, they like that requires some more thoughts. So it's just this start for a potential discussion about changing that, and maybe making like yet another matrix of versions that we have there, related also to the tools, to the other images that we're building there. I don't know. Maybe let's think about it, and we can come back to that in the next weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I see your reasoning here. We had an not incident, but like one day we were looking up stuff just to uh, like figure out what runs what version of things, and at least I got extremely confused with, I think, with 26.1 of Ironic Image, because that wasn't 26. There wasn't 26.1 Ironic. Instead, it was the 26.1.1 Ironic, or something like that. So that was exactly this situation, that because of the CV patch, they were not matching, and it was a bit weird. But yeah, but on the other hand, I don't know. I might be actually pro +1 on this because I had issues with matching up the numbers already. Yeah, it's also a bit hard to explain to users that image 30 can be 29 can be run with source code 27, and they get confused. So I don't know. I would actually support this sort of format. Anyone else? Any opinions? I would write it down. Like initial opinions. It's not decision or anything. Just mm, I can't hear you very well. Oh, speaking. Okay, then let's continue. Probably just some mic issue. Okay. So anyone else? No. Okay. We don't have any discussion topics. So there is something on chat. Let me check the chat. Oh yeah, Sonat was just mentioning he has a mic issue. Okay, no problem. Yeah, we don't have any discussion topics. Is there anyone who would like to bring up anything for the discussion topics section? Okay, if nothing, then let's continue quickly. Let's check the milestones. I added a few items to milestones, but to new milestones, not old ones. Probably no big change. Okay, this looks fine. IP address manager. Let's get on 3. Looks fine. PMO. That looks. I wonder if this was something I already checked. Okay, this is something that we can unblock. I think. Let's ask for a rebase. But otherwise they seem to be fine. Maybe also. And continue idle image. We have 30. There's still one open for 30. Yeah, this is the init container, config, stuff, ancient. Is it okay if I move this to 31 ironic image or somewhere later? I don't think this is something that anyone is working on actively.
Yeah, and like I haven't seen these discussions since a while.
It's very, very old. Just move it to this. And maybe it was on hold and blocked. Okay. Now these are all 100% done, and you have 31 and 32, so you have +2, fine. And then I think that, as you mentioned, the ISO release is still ongoing. And is there anything that you think we should move away from here? Policy documentation and tag release point to last image. Oh. Did you know? Has this happened on another PR or something? This is for you. So the tagging of the, or not like fix. Oh yeah, of course it will happen soon, but I will leave this because your release now you will have the release branch, and then you have to actually do this on the release branch. Okay, I will leave this, and then policy document. I think this can be moved. I don't think you will wait for this. Right? I guess Dimitri has left. Yep. Okay, I think this is something that can be moved to another ISO. Or which policy is this? Test policy. I mean, I think it can be. Okay. And I think I can make a new milestone for you. So for V6. V6. Okay. Okay, so that was all for the backlog and the milestone maintenance. Is there any question, comment, anything that you would like to bring up related to any of the topics or to the project in general or to the meeting, related to the meeting? Okay, if nothing, then thank you for your time, and let's meet next week at the same time. And until then, have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.